Day two, round two, for the Democrats who want the nomination to take on Donald Trump in 2020. And it may be a very different debate tonight in many ways, not the least of which is because they got to see debate number one. They got to see what the stage looks like, what the interaction was like among the candidates, and what those moderators focused on, and the types of questions that were fired at the candidates last night. At the same time, another key to this debate tonight, the true front runner, the overwhelming front runner in this race, former Vice President Joe Biden, is here. He will be center stage tonight. He is the front runner in every single poll, most by double digits. That puts all the pressure on Biden not to stumble tonight. But other candidates have goals tonight as well. The former vice president may be a target for other hopefuls trying to raise their profile. Of course, among others, California Senator Kamala Harris, who is of African American and Indian descent, may confront Biden for those recent controversial comments that during his 6 terms as a Delaware senator, he did his best to work with racist, segregationist colleagues in the Senate he did not agree with just to get laws passed. He said he was civil to get things done. Now, Biden later tried to clarify that, but Harris and New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who was in the debate last night, 2 candidates who jumped at the opportunity to pressure Biden to apologize and to clarify. He did refuse to apologize for all that. Tonight could be an early test to see how the former vice president deals with the pressure on the quest for the nomination. I should add, still polling show he is extremely popular with African American voters because of 2 terms as President Barack Obama's vice president. Candidates may also use the generation gap as an argument against Biden. He is 76 years old and turns 77 this year. One candidate who won't mention age, at least not that way, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, who will be right next to former Vice President Biden. Sanders is already 77 and turns 78 this year. He is in second place in many polls with Elizabeth Warren gaining on him. Some people wonder how he will share that stage with Biden. Will there be fireworks? He could take aim at Biden for his vote to support the Iraq War when he was a senator, as well as free trade deals, which Sanders criticizes. Or Sanders could put a heavy focus on his own proposal to cancel all student loan debt, and of course appealing to the younger voters where he polls very well. Sanders could also find himself under fire. He and former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper already having words that the Democratic socialist philosophy Sanders pushes for is not the right answer for the Democratic Party. Hickenlooper says it's a surefire way to lose to Donald Trump November 3rd, 2020. During walkthroughs today, Bernie Sanders addressed some of his views on tax breaks.
There's a war going on against the working class of this country. And what we need to do is tell the wealthiest people that they cannot continue to receive huge tax breaks while we have 500,000 people sleeping out on the streets today.
By the way, some reporters also caught up with Joe Biden, and when he went through the walkthroughs in the debate hall behind me, they asked him how he would respond if his opponents team up to attack him tonight. He responded he would, quote, hug them. Pretty classic Joe Biden at this point. Again, he is polling in the 30s. Everyone else is way behind at this point, but this is just the beginning.